Hello everyone and welcome to episode 68 of Podcast of Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud and Talk Topic day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Friday. To catch updates about the podcast or for other news, give us a follow on your social media platform of choice listed in the description below. I'm your host, GM and overseer of Podcast of Five Rings, Obsidian, joined tonight by the wall that will not fall, Tetsuo.
Hello.
Hello, Tetsuo.
Meow.
The Dark Fortune Duelist Meta.
I return after 1,000 years.
We all return after like 3 weeks. and bad scheduling for all of us. And the resident wild card, Mao.
Yo.
Meow.
Meow.
So what's been up with everybody over these 3 weeks? We've gotten a lot of video played, I hope.
Yes.
I haven't.
You haven't?
No, not really, because WoW.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Which I'm finally taking a break from, so I can play other stuff until the new patch comes out.
Play something good.
Like Soul Cal 6.
Yay,
I do.
So
I've loved all the characters. Custom characters.
I've been playing SoCal 6. It's actually not bad. I enjoy it.
I'm loving it.
It looks fun.
I really like it. It looks fun. It is fun, and it plays fun. So there you go. It meets all three criteria. You should pick it up.
I watched a little bit of the stream where all the pro fighting game players were playing it. I think like the day it launched or the day before
Those
or
are
something.
insane to watch. Like, to try to follow, even if you know what's going on.
It was like Justin Wong and Sonic Fox and a few other guys.
Yeah, it's all your classic pro circuit players.
I've been playing a lot of video games, but I also got I started rereading comics.
Oh, nice.
What comics?
Just the Marvel stuff. Which is mostly the various spider peoples. There's a short arc called Web Warriors that I just loved. It's very like campy and doesn't take itself too seriously. It starts out it's a spin-off of the Spider-Verse, so the different multiverse spider people.
You've been all over that Spider-Verse stuff lately.
You know the two Spider-Men pointing at each other and the Spider-Man behind a desk meme?
Yes.
That's the universe it starts off in. Because they were looking for somewhere to train without any risk of dying.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's great.
Yes.
Anything else for you guys? Or is it just
what have you been doing, Tess? Getting ready to become a dad.
Yeah, I've been prepping a lot of the house. I actually just got done changing out the faucet in our kitchen sink, which was a saga and a half, even though it shouldn't be. I will say this, though. I am quickly learning that a lot of the things that you can do around the house are not nearly as hard as I thought they were. And so it makes me happy to know that I can do a whole hell of a lot more stuff than I thought I could.
As long as your crap's not falling apart, like, our foundation is cracking or something like that.
Right.
There's a YouTube video that will teach you how to do it somewhere.
That is the same thing I thought when I had to replace our sump pump and install a backup one as well. Is that it's just a lot easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
It's only when we were changing out the original sump pump materials that we found out that it's a pain in the butt, because if you let any of those materials get too old and they haven't been touched in forever, and they haven't been replaced since, I don't know, the Ice Age, it might cause a problem when you try to take it apart. But once you put the new stuff in, it's really quick and easy.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I don't know why I am, right? Like, it's like that's one of the things, I guess, that you always assume one day you'll learn how to do everything, but at the same time, it was just like, it's really nice to know I can do all this stuff and not worry that much.
Good. It's good. It's a good skill to have.
Say again?
It was a good skill to have.
Yes.
I'm still having the I can't stop grinding in Dragon Quest problem.
Oh my God.
No, it's even worse in this game. For some reason, above all other games, I don't know why, I just have a compulsion to grind levels, and it's the freaking
Have you even
license
gotten to the
brand.
halfway point?
No, I'm nowhere close to it, and I think I'm like 25 or 30
playing.
hours. I know.
This sounds exactly like what you did with Bravely Default.
Yeah,
remember
it is.
correctly,
I
you
can't
just
finish
grinded
Bravely
the
Default
classes
either.
up.
I had to put that down because I was maxing out.
Halfway point, your skill trees enlarge again.
I know you told me, but I can't help it. It's some weird I almost said STD. It's some weird OCD compulsion.
Some weird STD
That's an
compulsion I
STD
have.
I've gotten. Oh god, from all these waifus and all these games, I have to
get
grind.
to the point where you can like really open up the world, because then you
Yeah.
can hunt metal slimes, and it makes the grinding so much quicker.
Okay, all right. Well, now you're convincing me, Mal. You gotta overwhelm my instinct with logic, cold hard logic. I've also been playing. I think I kind of talked about this a little bit. It was a game I wanted to play, Shining Resonance Refrain, which is a Sega JRPG. It's basically Tales with more waifus, and it's really fun. I've been enjoying it as well. So,
Neat.
and World of Warcraft, which I play on the weekends with my friends and do dungeons. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
Mao, you're up first. Meow. MAOW. Why don't you talk about your
The
topic?
main video game I've been playing
Uh-oh.
after the disappointment that was Pathfinder was I broke down and bought the newest Assassin's Creed, Odyssey.
Gasp.
Yes.
Tell us of your journey, Odysseus.
So it takes place in ancient Greece. That isn't obvious.
Yes, I didn't know. What is this grease for everybody who doesn't know?
It's what happens after you cook bacon. with
Yeah, it's
water
a
that's at the
giant
bottom of the-
fryer, a vat
It's
of
a giant fryer.
grease.
That's what happened. Just a big vat. Just contains it all.
You done?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Go
I
on.
made the joke. Go for the low hanging fruit.
Anywho, so I didn't play the last one, which was Origin, which this takes place before Origin, so it's more of an origin.
Do they? But do they ever really connect? From what I understand,
Yeah,
like they
so-
have loose connections, but not.
Yeah,
strong.
yeah. So Origin was the origins of the Assassin Brotherhood. This is before that, so there's no assassins running around. But there's
Wow.
there is the foundation for the Templars running around already. But so yeah, it's like I don't actually remember the exact date. It's like 400 or something BC, somewhere around there. And they do. I know that they've started bringing back some of the more present day storyline into it. Which, because I think Assassin's Creed 3, they killed off the original main day protagonist,
Yeah,
Dem. I don't remember.
Desmond.
But and then it was like you work for this company and you just and there was no real storyline after that. But in the last two they brought back, though it's very minor in this one, but it is more than it had been. But you find the spear of Leonidas, or in the present day, the person, and they, for some reason, they are able to pull off the weird bit is 2 strands of DNA out instead of, I don't know, the countless amount of people you murdered with it. So you can choose as
That's a very valid point.
yeah. So you can choose to play as either Cassandra or Alexios, male or female.
Who'd you choose?
'Cause I guess they decided.
I think
that it was
Alexandra
worth
is
the effort.
canon one, correct?
What?
Didn't they say Alexandra was the canon?
Oh, I have no idea, but I play Cassandra.
Yeah, that's it. Cassandra,
Okay.
that's what I meant.
I will probably always choose female when given the option. It's just what I like. And yeah, so you're a mercenary on this little woods island, or backwater island, and until the plot happens to you.
That's
which
weird.
actually you've had this here, but
Okay.
yeah, something happened to you in your childhood where you ended up on this island, and the part of the main story is figuring out the truth about yourself and your family. But it also takes place during the Peloponnesian War. It's Sparta versus Athens, and then there's also a third storyline of Atlantis stuff.
Oh, cool.
What?
Yeah. So
I'm assuming that has to do with the precursors, or
yeah. This is a big game.
Yeah, I've
It's
heard people say their files like over
huge.
100 hours.
Yep. I think the average to just normal playthrough is anywhere from 60 to 80 hours.
Holy moly!
Yeah. And they've really leaned into the RPG elements of from Origins, because Origins is kind of like a rebuilding of the franchise. And now they they leaned further into the RPG stuff with now that you have a dialogue wheel and stuff, choices that actually have in-game consequences and stuff like that. And now, and coming back from Origins is you level up and have abilities as you level up.
Is this the
And
BioWare
stats on your
game that
gear.
you didn't get with Mass Effect? In a way.
Kind of. It's kind of like a BioWare game and similar to like Witcher 3.
Huh.
Just because of
But
the open
definitely
worldiness.
it's but it's also very Ubisoft, right? Like there's still
Yeah.
familiar exploration styles Ubisoft uses, collecting stuff.
Collectibles.
Though it's not
favorite.
usually
Yeah,
just
that's what I
go to
was
a
gonna say.
place, pick up a thing. It's usually like explore this cave, kill the this power or the stronger than normal animal, or figure out like there's like, or there will be a side quest, like find out what's wrong with why the gods are tormenting me or whatever.
Are there references to Homer and stuff in it?
Homer? I don't recall. I mean, there's lots
Odyssey
of
and Illiad.
mythology stuff all over. Like it's post like it's it's not like as even like the stuff from Greek mythologies in the past for them at this point. Like, but like at one point you come across a someone who's the descendant of Odysseus, or claims to be, or whatever. She's trying to figure out her like legacy and stuff. Like they make references. They still believe in the gods though, and they worship those gods. But like all of the heroes have gone past.
The jumping back here a moment, for the exploration of the world itself, is it done mostly through like side quests, or can you just like go full on adventure?
It's a huge map with a lot of island. Like half the map is islands.
Okay.
Probably. Like, so the naval combat is back from like Black Flag.
Okay.
how does it compare to Black Flag's naval combat?
It's pretty similar. I think the map ends up being too big for it though sometimes, for at least the travel part. Like the combat's relatively similar. Like you don't have cannons, but you have you can throw javelins or fire arrows, and then you can ram people. But it has like the upgrading the ship like in Black Flag. It's very similar to it. Probably the biggest complaint is sometimes if you're going to a faraway island, it just kind of feels like you're going, just look at my phone while I'm traveling. Like,
I mean, there's
you have
not
to go
really
a little faster.
to unlock either.
What's that?
There's not really any sea shanties to unlock in the same.
Oh no, there are.
Oh, there are.
You get different, or I don't know if you unlock them, but you can switch sea shanties, and I don't know, I haven't noticed because I haven't paid that much attention to them. If you get different crews you can equip, like, and they have a different aesthetic, and like they will sing differently depending on what crew you equip, especially if you go between a male or female crew. Because like a female crew kind of sounds like more choiry. But I haven't really paid enough attention to know if they have like their own sea shanties or whatever. But it's not like the Black Flag where you have to like do an obstacle course to unlock and chase around a piece of paper to unlock a sea shanty. So the map is huge, but it is level gated. Like you can't just go anywhere at the start of the game.
Okay.
Because it'll,
So,
you can't go into a level 30 area while you're level 10.
Is it physically level gated or level gated as in if you go here, they're gonna kill you?
The second.
Okay.
Which I've seen a lot of discourse on people not liking that, but as someone who plays primarily in RPGs, that doesn't bother me. But like people who aren't on the RPG side of things, it's like it breaks their immersion or something.
Yeah, I can see that if they're more of an action player.
Right.
Yeah.
So you also have, as far as the mechanics go, you have warrior, hunter, and assassin trees for your skills. They also kind of refined it from Origins, because Origins is kind of a mess with the skills. Like there are the 3 trees but they also sometimes like loop around in a circle, like for prereqs and stuff, I guess. I don't know. This one is just 3 straight trees that don't like you don't have to get one on your warrior tree to unlock something on your hunter tree. You just go up the line. And it's which warrior is melee, hunter is ranged, and assassin is stealth, basically. I primarily play with I like assassin's what I play, like put everything into first. Because I don't know, something about stealth games, like flips a switch and I'm good to go. Like I'll sit in this bush forever, just waiting for a guy to come by and to take him out, which of course you don't have to. You can, because there are like forts you can overtake, and you can just
those become like your quick travel points.
Run in. No, quick travel points are the eagle points or whatever they're called, where you like climb up to the high points.
Okay, the towers, basically.
Yeah. And you have in Origins and in this one you have an eagle that you can actually see out of. Like you press a button and it goes to an eagle flying around, which is how you can like scan for enemies and stuff, or objectives.
That's very nice.
Yeah, which that ties into the storyline stuff of why you're different or whatever. Your eagle, the gift of eagle sight or whatever you have.
Ah.
So, and you also your gear, like weapons and armor, have will boost certain stats. Because like I make sure all of my gear has stealth, or assassin stats or whatever, which again ties into the RPG elements. Because the way assassinations work is it goes off of your assassination stat. Basically, if it's high enough, you can just one-shot someone. So you want to, if that's what you're going for, you just want to make sure, like, it's like you don't really have to like watch the number, as long as you're making sure your your primary focus is on that stat. You'll be pretty fine. Because you can also at blacksmiths raise items levels. Like if you have this level 5 gear and you're level 10, but you really like it, you can just pay a blacksmith to raise it up to that level for you. It might cost a bit depending on the level difference.
So, a question based off of what you just said: can you assassinate somebody and they not immediately die?
Well, you do like a stealth attack, but they won't die from it outright. You won't do all of their health.
Okay.
A sneak attack damage is what it sounds
Which
like.
I think has been part of Assassin's Creed for a while now. There have just been certain people that you can't one-shot, which has been the divisive thing. Like usually, especially amongst the like main targets.
Yeah.
Which,
see, I don't remember that at all, but maybe it is the case and I just don't remember.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. Again, Black Flag was the last one I played.
I don't remember that in Black Flag, but then again,
I don't remember that on the first one. I remember the first one I could technically.
Yeah, no, the first one you could just kill anyone, which they've gone further and further away from.
Feels very anti-assassin like.
Right. Well, and technically you're not an assassin in this one, so
that's true.
I don't understand. This blade is sticking out of your neck, and yet you only have like half of your life gone.
I missed the jugular.
That's part of the as you go towards more of an RPG style, you also get further away from that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But if you're using stealth assassin skills and like you have that and that's the stat you're using, like you'll probably be able to one-shot anyone that's around your level. At least that becomes more of an issue if you play on harder difficulties. I also know, because they just kind of inflate health and stuff for the difficulty, which
Hate that.
is lazy. But I don't usually play games on harder difficulties these days because, I mean, just playing on normal is going to take me 80 hours. I don't need to play it on the harder mode. Yeah, so yeah, I've seen a lot of people going back and forth on that, but
How do you feel so far about the game as compared to your last experience with the series?
it's definitely my favorite one in the series. I just like what they've done with it. I mean, I play RPGs myself a lot more than anything else, and I also love stealth games. Though, like, stuff isn't a focus, but can still do it if you want in this. Like, I don't think there have been any tailing missions really, which is like the one thing I've always hated in Assassin's Creed, because I think it's more of an AI issue though. But yeah, so I also like that they're leaning a bit more into the fantasy side of things. Like, one of my assassin abilities is I throw. It's actually like Leonidas' spear has been broken, so you only have a little bit of the hilt and then the spear. So it's kind of like your assassination dagger is what you use it as. But you can I can throw it at someone from far away, and then I basically teleport to them and assassinate them.
Noctis!
Yeah.
Which
so
was
that's
always
like my
satisfying
favorite ability.
to do. I always love those kind of abilities in games.
Yeah.
Blink kills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, like, I'm guessing the combat otherwise was still pretty actiony.
It's not. So I consider it a lot better than older Assassin's Creed combat, because that was wait to parry and then press attack button, and that was like all there was to it. Now you've got like it's much more of like actual combat, I guess. Like, I don't know. The previous Assassin's Creed actual combat like always felt very basic to me. Now you've got skills you can use, like there's Bull Rush warrior ability that lets you charge someone.
It's more of like where you can press a button, and then as they swing, you could also parry the attack and then go for.
Yeah, you still have parries and dodges in this one. Like, if you dodge or parry at the right time, it kind of slows a bit, giving you a bigger opening for to attack back.
Yeah.
And one of the skills is like one of the archery skills, I believe, is like bullet time for shooting arrows. The story's pretty good up until the later, like the third act is where it starts to get a little weak, and I think it's just because they tried to do too much. I think the biggest flaw of this game is they tried to do too much. I think the map is a little too big, and the game time is just a little too long. And then trying to juggle the 3 different stories, I think ended up weakening them a bit. The game is gorgeous. Like, just traveling around ancient Greece,
I like the ancient Grecian aesthetic, if that's the
word. Like, this one thing whenever I like
Grecian
playing back through this or getting back into the Assassin's Creed franchise in general, it's really like makes me appreciate just the fact that there aren't any other like historical games like this.
Yeah.
And the fact that they do the research, like, obviously it's it's historical-ish, but they do research things like if someone died mysteriously, they can work that into in a certain time period you're playing. They can work that into you being you assassinating them or whatever. Yeah. And then they draw on famous characters and stuff for the games, and especially in the RPG world I live in, is like no other game is like that. No one else touches that sort of storylines.
But Mal, did you play Order 1886?
No.
How they also accurate was that?
100%.
I don't. No, werewolves.
Yeah, based on a true story. Mao was based on a true story, man.
They also added a mercenary system, which is basically like the Nemesis system from the Mordor games.
Yeah, which people like.
Yeah, it's a nice feature. That's because I mean, I guess it's like as you do more, as you piss more people off, like as in GTA or whatever, you know, you get the more stars or whatever, you get the infamy rating goes up, and then people will pay mercenaries to deal with you. And as there's like a tier of them, and as you beat stronger ones, you go up that tier, and that unlocks benefits for you. Like maybe it's just cheaper stuff at the blacksmith and stuff as you go up that tier. There's like an arena as well that is you find after killing like the first one, I think a letter that tells you about it, but it's like a level 25 thing, so it's a while to get there. I think so. Over the years, Assassin's Creed has had a lot of like mini systems, like the naval combat, and now with this, and just a lot of managing an assassin, a brotherhood, or whatever.
Yeah.
I think using them like every 2 to 3 games, you know, gives them a lot of options. Like I would not want them to do it every game, but like obviously Origins didn't have the naval combat. This one does. Like not everyone needs it, but that way when it does show up, you know, it feels more special, possibly.
Might give them some time to think about and well.
Yeah.
Not that they have to, but
yeah, I guess I mean I think they just have the 2 companies or studios working on Assassin's Creed, so that they can't, like, you know, they took more for the first time between was the last one before Origins Syndicate?
Yeah.
Syndicate.
Yeah, for like after that, the first time ever they took more than a year off or whatever, or you know, or
yeah, because they had one every
had a
year.
year off or whatever. Yeah, but this one came out a year later, but that's because they had 2 different studios working on them. So I assume we'll get the next one the year after next. Probably it'll be like the system it's on.
And this is a lot of people's. They're saying it's right up there for Game of the Year. So
yeah,
it's been very well received critically.
It's definitely my favorite Assassin's Creed game. It's probably not. It's not my game of the year.
Yeah,
but it's probably It's probably in the top 5 at least if I sat down and thought about it. Maybe even top 3. But
So does it beat out God of War?
no.
That, that's the important one. Got to make sure that the real Grecian.
That I think God of War is my top pick of game of the year right now for me. Honestly, it was a really good game.
It's top 3 for me. I had a much more love-hate relationship with the game, but we'll talk about that again at the end of the year. I really want to play this game. I mean, there's all the big AAA games. There's a lot that I want to play, but I'm kind of holding out because I know they'll go on sale.
Right, I was, but then I was just like, I saw so many people talking about it and like how good it was.
Yeah.
Now,
RDR2's out.
I've definitely gotten my money's worth, even at full price.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, like 80 hours for
80 hours a game. That's a good game. Is totally
even if
worth
it stumbles on the ending or whatever near the end. Like I'm not someone like Mass Effect 3's ending didn't ruin the entire journey for me. So like it takes a lot to like. It has to be a bad game through and through usually for me to be off of a game. But yeah, it's just I don't know. It's really great. If you didn't like Origins, it's probably they refined some of it, but it's probably not enough of a difference for you to want to play this one.
Yeah.
But man.
Oh.
Yep.
All right.
Sounds like a game.
But the real question is, when does Tats get it? Because he's the real Ubisoft fan. Or does he care since it's so very RPG?
Right.
Like.
Oh, I will say that. I forgot to mention like you don't have to grind just by like fighting enemies, you know, and grind XP that way. You can't just do the main story. You do the like you don't have to do all the side quests, but doing some of the side quests is pretty much mandatory, which I don't view as a bad thing because you're still like the side quests aren't you know necessarily just go kill 5 boars or whatever, right?
they'll tell interesting little side
Also,
stories.
yeah, you get interesting characters, funny characters, or whatever. Also, if you come across something that's for a quest later on, and someone's like, "Oh, I needed this from this place," and you're like, "I already did that, or I already have it," they'll be like, "Okay, quest completed." Like, you don't have to backtrack, which is one thing I wanted to say I love.
Probably necessary.
Yeah.
With how long the game
But yeah,
is.
I was just gonna say, like, the grind, like, some people view it as grinding, playing side quests, but it's not like RPG grinding.
Yeah, it's not just mindless. You're getting something out of it.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Shall we get on to Meta's topic?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Whatever could it be?
Well, the other thing that obviously I did over this 3-week period of time was watch only the best video game adaptation for to a show or film yet. Castlevania.
Super Mario Brothers, the movie.
No, God, no.
Luigi.
Yeah. Monkey. No, season 2, Castlevania on Netflix dropped this month. And well, actually, technically last month. Technically last month. That's what this
in
recording.
secret, yeah, because I didn't even know it was out yet when you said you'd watched it.
Oh yeah, it is out. It is good. And don't take my word for it. Let's listen to these rave reviews. IMDb gives it a wonderful rating of 8. I'm gonna probably say 8.5. It actually says 8, but there's episodes that are far above 8. Nothing's actually 8. But to give the point being is like the highest rating episode is 9.6, and the lowest is 8.1.
But enough talk.
How about you?
Enough talk.
Rotten Tomatoes gives it 100%, and the audience score is a 93 with an average rating of 9.6 out of 10. You have the Metacritic, which currently gives it an 8.4 of user score. So you can really see where it's coming from. And mind you, that score currently is from the fact that one of the scores on this board is a 5, while the rest are like 10s and 9. So, and the first critic review is 100.
So it's well received.
Yes. So I wanted
Was it
to
well
throw
received by you?
God, yes, it
By
was.
me, it's very good. It's a vast improvement. I mean, I'm not going to say vast, but it's a notable improvement above season 1.
Yes. The season 1 was a wonderful taste of what it could be.
Yeah, season 1 was like a pilot. It was like the appetizer before the meal. It was kind of like, hey, here's what we can do with Castlevania. Now here's what we can actually do with it in season 2.
For those of you who don't know what it kind of covers, Castlevania is a game series that released back in 80s and whatnot, when during Nintendo and shit.
Or 89, somewhere
around there. On the NES, and it's pretty much about the family of Belmonts, who are monster hunters and vampire killers, going off to fight glorious evil overlord Dracula.
Dracula.
Yes, who every century comes back in his castle in order to wage war on mankind through monsters most
get
powerful.
rid of the castle.
Because they can't. I mean, technically
Well,
they do.
Mal,
Every time they kill Dracula, the castle does sometimes just blow up.
They talk about it. You should watch.
Yeah. Obviously, this game follows that, but I mean, you can only do so much with all the lore that's out there. And Castlevania specifically follows. It takes a number of conventions, but the largest ones it pulls from is both Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Castlevania 3. As we have multiple characters, we have Trevor,
and some of the PS2 game, because there were characters from it, two of the villains, Hector and Isaac.
Oh yeah, you're right.
They redid them a little bit, but they borrowed their names at least.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different characters. Like Camilla makes a wonderful return on there as well. It's really well done. But it pulls from those, and it kind of does a mishmash story. I can't say if I was a father, I'd have been proud of my son. I guess is the best way I can put this series. It's wonderfully done. It is a bit gory, which is really the only downside to it, and obviously they swear. But it is a dark gothic horror story. It is wonderfully done. The characters are phenomenally fun to watch, whether they're making jabs at each other or their opponents, or simply talking about what's happening. Every character has strong motivation for why they do what they do, whether it be a simple or far more complex reason for it, but they never skirt anybody off to the side. Everybody is there for a purpose and reason, and they are aiming towards some goal of some sort amongst one another. I don't want to give it away because honestly, to give it away gives away like so much of what the punch is. But if you've never played Castlevania, this is absolutely one of the best ways to get into the story of why Dracula does what he does, why these heroes fight him, and all the people that surround them as these things are happening. And it gives a lot of love to the original source material. There's so much to pull on it.
When they played Bloody Tears.
Oh God, when they played it, Bloody Tears, I was
that
like,
was the best. That was probably my favorite scene of the show so far, just because that fight was very well animated.
Oh, the fights are excellently animated. I wish all fights were as animated as those are.
Got lots of good Sakuga.
Oh, that is just, it's so good. Every frame of animation in a fight is original and unique. It's never reused, is the best way to put it. You are watching them always perform a new motion or a new action. It's never pulled up again and then plopped in some new shape or form from a different angle. It is fluid, at the same time easy to follow. It is wonderfully fun to just sit back and watch. It is energetic in every shape and form, and in all the proper ways. And in the animation in general, I will say the animation in general is not always the greatest.
No, it's spotty at times.
Yes, it's very spotty at times, but they do not. It's almost like they decided to take the budget and put it all towards the fighting scenes, and then they were like, they skipped parts for the rest of the show. And I'm like, I'm fine with that. Honestly, you don't need to put too much budget into your regular animation of characters, but when they are fighting, it is great. It is absolutely great. There are also moments where I did notice a little bit where the sound does seem to kind of get a little too soft. I almost want to say never too loud, but almost too soft at times. It's not a big deal. It really, I think, coming up like one or two moments, but there are just like one or two moments I'm like, wait, what did they say? And I think it has to sometimes do more with the voice actor potentially mumbling a line a little too much as opposed to saying it out loud. But it might also be the editing that was done for the scene as well. I can't say, there's so many parts and pieces that go together to make the whole puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, those are really my only two large complaints. The sometimes that the animation is a little bit shoddy when they're not doing a fight scene, and sometimes it's just a little bit hard to hear what they might have said. But that's
why
it.
You watch it with subtitles, right?
Oh God.
Yeah,
you can put on subtitles.
Yeah.
It was I remember watching it, and I watched it with a lot of friends. Actually, we were all watching I rewatched season 1 just to go right into it because it was 4 freaking episodes. So we watched season 1, and then we watched season 2, and we just watched it, binged it all in one shot. And man, I could say this very much when I was sitting there and I'm watching this final scene, because Lily has never really seen all this. She doesn't really know anything about Castlevania, so she had like a raw, just like my first time seeing it. And when she saw the second to last episode and kind of the ending to it, she was just like, she's just had like her, like she had like a blanket on her, and she had pulled it up and she had like tightened it in her fists and whatnot, and she was just so sucked into it. It was almost great watching somebody else experience it.
The penultimate fight and everything that leads up to it is great, and why it's so good. And this is what I really loved about season 2 was it was almost more Dracula's story and the villain story rather than Trevor and Alucard and Sifa. The villains are, you understand why they're doing what they do. They have good motivations. All of them do, for the most part. I mean, some of them like his council or whatever, but the ones they actually care about and spend time with, Hector, Isaac, God Hand even I like God Hand a lot, and Carmilla, Dracula, obviously. I mean, you kind of understand why they are the way they are because the show spends so much time with them. And
there's none of them are ever single-minded. There's a purpose and a reason, and it's not. I mean, the first season gives exactly why Dracula is doing what he's doing. I mean, he's going after them because they killed his wife. But what that does to him and how he deals with it as time goes on,
and he gets a little arc. It's nice.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like I said, it pulls from Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which is probably, in my eyes, I mean, for a number of reasons, why it's a great game, but in my eyes, also it humanizes Dracula, because before that he was never really.
He was just Dracula. You just killed Dracula. Yeah.
You just kill a giant ass vampire dude. But in Symphony of the Night, they really humanize him in it, and that's why I personally had a much deeper love for that game, is because you weren't just stabbing this Lord of Darkness, you were stabbing a person. And that's kind of the same thing. He really drew from that area as well here. So Dracula is very sympathetic to what he does. He's doing a lot of evil shit, but there's a reason for it and who he is and why he does it. And the same for all the other characters. Hector and Isaac, there's a reason why they do what they do, and their backstories explain their current motivations.
Because they are the only humans who serve Dracula.
Yes, they are the most loyal and faithful to Dracula more than anybody else.
And they have good reason to hate humanity.
Very much so. So, I mean, Camilla is given a lot of. I mean, Camilla has never really been given a deep story, and this is the first time they've really given her a story. I think at least from any I can remember from any of the games. So she actually has kind of a unique story in this one as to why she thinks and does what she does. You did point out one thing about his council. I will agree that yes, there's a number of vampires there that just don't do anything. They don't say anything.
They're cool in the fight. They do cool stuff, but they don't really have any. Yeah. They don't have a character really.
They don't. Yeah. They I don't even think they ever speak.
Yeah. Like I like the Japanese one who vampire who turned into like mist and stuff.
Yes. They actually pulled. I think they pulled a number of different vampiric themes from just across
different
the world. There was your Asian, like your Eastern Asian one.
Was there a hopping one?
No, it wasn't like that. They kept them to movie style, but
I thought the hopping were more zombies anyway, more than vampires.
I think they were vampire.
I think there might be. Well, from what I remember, at least. It's either Japanese or Chinese folklore is that the vampire actually had a very long, extended neck or whatever, and was actually just pretty much that inside of a bod. But I mean, you get weird stuff all the time. But it sticks to a movie style of vampires. We know them where they walk on two legs. They're regular people. They just have different colored skin and long fangs and superpowers and shit. But they thematically gave them different. At the very minimum, they thematically covered different areas of the world that they were pulled from and gave them thematic abilities around that for as little time as that they might have had with them. So even if they weren't personality-wise varied, their abilities and their styles were
they all fought very
differently
differently too.
Yes. So they had their own ups and downs in that regard.
Yep.
It was a delight.
It was great. And it's so short. It's so easy to binge. I watched it the few days up before Halloween. I think Tuesday and yesterday is when I watched it. Just to, it was what I'm going to marathon before Halloween. I love Gothic horror. It hit all those notes.
It did everything right in that regard. Yeah.
I don't know. It was just really good.
I mean, the music is nicely done too. There's never a point where the music doesn't seem to match the scene. The colors are fantastic. I actually got to give them points for what is effectively Gothic horror, which generally just brings to the mind the colors of black, gray, and slightly more gray. They actually have a lot of coloring.
It's not saturated at all.
Yeah, it's not. It never feels like you've got some filter over the screen or they're trying to like set a tone. Things are colored. It's very nicely done.
The blood is red and gory.
It is absolutely gory. There are times in the animation, and I can't specifically speak it out because I can't like point out specifically because I'll be honest, I was so enthralled with what I was watching because of how good it was. It's very hard for me to like start poking out flaws. But there are times where there's some framing issues, either with the character models and whatnot, where they stand from a certain angle or appearance, and it kind of makes them look a little bit weird or off place. But again, that really goes back into just the animation in and of itself, kind of taking a backseat until you get to the fighting, where suddenly everything's just really nice and on point. I yeah, I mean, I don't want to heap more praise on it, but I mean,
Can't
that's
say that
really
much
all there
more
is.
without spoiling anything. So
Yeah,
it's
that's really the only downside. I would recommend it to anybody who's never played Castlevania, the games, if you really want
if
a
you
nice,
love the games,
concise story. Yeah,
yeah. If you love the games, watch it. There's no reason not to watch it because
there really
it gives
isn't.
you fan service that you'll appreciate. It tells a really good story. It connects a lot of the lore in the game. So I mean, it's just good.
And it's not superly over complex.
No,
That's the best part. It tells what needs to be told, and it's not. I mean, I made the joke earlier, but it's not freaking Metal Gear Solid or Kingdom Hearts storyline. It really isn't.
It's just a simple gothic horror story.
Yep, but it's wonderfully done, and it really can pull
your little D&D group.
Add your emotions. Yeah,
It's your D&D group that's going to kill these villains. That's how they do it.
But they do well. And I mean, it's strong. Every action has a consequence to it. I'm looking forward to season 3, which was given the okay before season 2 even aired.
Well, the whole last episode was like set up for season 3
oh,
almost too.
Absolutely. So. And actually, I gotta say the setup for that season is well done. Like the fact that they saved the last episode to set up for next season, I thought was actually really smart. It gave them time to just put everything aside and say, like, okay, you've got the main portion of the story. Now we're going to put one episode aside to show what our heroes are doing and what happened to everybody else that was left behind.
So
and what they're going to be doing.
It's not really cliffhangery, or is it?
It's not really cliffhangery. I mean, it's not. It's not like, oh, what's going to happen next? You kind of know what's going to happen next. You know where this is going to lead to and the bigger pictures that are going to be left behind from it. But you just don't know how far they're where they're going, what their major ultimate goal or end game plan is for these characters. You just know that this is where they're currently at.
They're going to clash again.
Yeah,
you know
they're
that.
obviously going to clash again. They're at the point where you have a moment's respite, where you have the heroes have finally, the heroes are calming down. What's left over of the villains is
the villains are consolidating with their resources.
Yeah, they're consolidating the resources or expanding in whatever shape that their character arc has led them to. And you know that ultimately at the end of the day, there's a lot more. And I mean, the final ending
characters pay the price for the decisions they made.
Yeah, absolutely. Both good and bad, mind you. So the final ending scene is a very strong scene to end to end the season on. I was like, wow, I did not expect that ending. It's really well done. I would recommend anybody just watch it. It seriously is worth watching. It is I will fight anybody on this one. It is the best game adaptation to any form of film style media.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. I can't think of one that's better. So
I really can't. It's really well done, and they deserve all the support they can get.
I mean, other than the Super Mario Brothers movie.
But, obviously, other than Super Mario Brothers.
It's already been established.
I mean, that's different.
Or Detective Pikachu isn't out yet, so.
Ryan Reynolds.
Soon to overtake Castlevania's deep story with that Detective Pikachu.
You know what's really good? Have you seen the Street Fighter mini-series that was fan-made?
No.
I have not.
It's really good, too, actually. It's like actually up there, and it's like not... I mean, it's high quality, but it's not like studio level high quality. I'll have to find it and link it to you. You can watch it all in like an hour, probably. It's pretty good.
Oh, it sounds.
It's basically the backstory of Ken Ryu and I can't remember their sensei's name, and Akuma.
Goken.
Yeah, Goken.
Yeah.
But anyways, Netflix puts out good stuff.
Yeah, this is definitely something to go watch.
It's
Absolutely.
just I think
put out a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
which means sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good.
Well, I mean that's the case with any production studio, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean to say that they buy a lot of things because they have so much money. Like sometimes it's not very good.
Yeah.
Like Bright.
Is Bright not
Death
good?
Note.
Oh, Death Note
for
was terrible.
A lot of people. Yeah. I saw a lot of people not like it, And a lot of times it's because they'll just buy stuff that people were trying to sell to different studios.
Yeah.
I think it might be.
We will.
Yeah,
I mean-
even if it like sometimes it'll be stuff that was already in the process of being made or whatever. It's not like Netflix didn't come up with the idea or anything.
Or we'll buy this anime and gate it off forever.
I think.
We'll wish
Yeah,
Academia.
I think that's kind of like what it really comes down to is that they're just trying to buy up stuff because
Yeah.
I mean it's kind of a different topic for a different day, but we know that
Yeah.
Disney is coming out with their own and the
The
other
original
studios are coming out.
content is
Yeah.
just making way more money.
Yeah, so it's eventually everybody's gonna be pulling stuff from Netflix as they create their own streaming services. So
Yeah.
I think they're just trying to consolidate anything
Yeah,
that they can get their
definitely.
hands on.
Well, speaking of Netflix, we're continuing the Netflix discussion. I think Tets has some Netflixy stuff to talk about too.
Yeah, totally. The new Bleach movie that no, not at all.
That is
Oh,
actually
God.
really good. Or no, not really good, but good. It's adequate. It's not.
adequate.
It's not Full Metal Alchemist movie, which was god awful.
From what I understand, the movie pretty much covers the entirety of my Bleach knowledge of how much I read into Bleach. So
It's okay. The only seasons that matter were the first one in the Soul Society arc. So
Yeah, so it covers half the
it covers
good part
half of the
story.
series. Yeah, yeah.
I never got to them beating Aizen. So
That part's actually good,
That
in
is
my
good.
opinion. But anyways,
Yeah.
No, what I actually watched, so over the weekend, I've been fighting a really bad sinus infection, so I've been like just stayed on the couch all weekend, and so I caught up on a couple shows that I've been watching and not staying up to date on. But a new show that I started was, as I said, Netflix original, Dragon Pilot Hisone and Masotan.
Mm-hmm.
which I'd never heard of till today.
Yeah, I
I
did
had
not hear
never
about this
heard of
until
it
today either.
until this weekend, so I think
I
it's
had heard of it.
You would. No, just kidding.
Well,
I
aren't
actually
you
told
awesome,
Obs
Mal?
about it, but he doesn't remember.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
You can go back
Call
and
him out.
you can go. You can
Call
go
him
back
out.
in the
I'm sure he
Discord
did.
chat, and you will find the original picture.
I'm sure he did
that
because
show.
Call it out, Obs.
yeah, I
What are
kind
you
of
gonna
remember
do?
the art style. I think I remember you linking it. yeah.
Balls in your
Yeah.
court.
no, it's I'm enjoying it. It's done by Bones. I think the head writer is Mari Okada. Which I don't know if you guys are at all familiar with.
Are you sure it's not Mario?
No,
Mario the
Mari Okada, not Mario Okada.
Oh, okay.
Mario
Oh.
Okata.
No, Mari Okada. She's done a ton of stuff. I don't even know like half the stuff that she's done, but I know that she did Iron Blooded Orphans.
So it's right up your alley.
Well, I say that it is a 180-degree turn from
Gundam.
Iron Blooded Orphans.
Get in the robot and get murdered.
Yeah, here it is.
She did the screenplay for Basilisk.
It's getting
Oh,
the
nice.
dragon and save lives. Like
I love Basilisk.
Done some Black Butler.
Mm-hmm.
I think she also did one of the Lupin the Third series or movies or something.
Yeah,
Actually,
the woman
it's
called
not-
Fujiko Mine, which was
She-
Lupin the Third.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Yes.
Fujiko Mine.
She's done stuff.
Yes. Yeah. There's
She's got a lot of stuff on her belt, actually.
Oh yeah.
yeah. I'm looking at the Wikipedia and it's like that's more than I should try to read through while talking on our. podcast.
She, I mean, she goes as far back as 1998, so she's got, I would say, a decent track record thus far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's this one about?
And I know some people like her and some people don't. And from what I've been reading, the major points if you don't enjoy her stuff is probably going to turn you off to this one just because that's the way authors work. But this one, Dragon Pilot, Hisone and Masotan, your main character, Hisone Amakasu, she is some lower airman in the Japanese self-defense force, and excuse me. She ends up coming across a dragon. Come to find out, dragons have existed in Japan since ancient times, and Japan has been hiding them from the world because they're trying to protect this race of creatures that there's only a few left. And in modern times, the way they protect them is they give them armor to make them look like planes, and the dragons kind of pull their body into it so it looks like it's a plane. And there's like this whole section of the air defense force where their job is to keep the dragons out of the public knowledge and learn how to pilot this dragon and be their dragon rider. That's pretty much the long and short of the series.
So
And
it's got what can please the military otaku and the moe love otaku.
I would say that as much as I know you're kind of joking, they actually do hit a few of the military.
Oh no, that's totally a thing.
Well, but a lot of anime that deals with the military like miss major points of the way the military works. This one has actually gotten in there and is doing a good job of trying to stay more true to this is like what you would have to put up with on a base. And that kind of stuff. I really appreciate it.
I'm gonna say, if that's true, I really appreciate that as well. Because I mean, I hate it when like they do a military theme and it's really just there to put on a uniform. It's almost like almost like cosplay as opposed to actually being military.
To be fair, and they kind of explain it away a little bit because these are the only people that can pilot the dragons, so they have a little bit more leeway. So it's not 100% there. It does still have the animated
of course,
military group.
Of course.
But I mean, it's no mug love, right?
Yeah,
right.
It's better than other ones have done. It's so essentially for whatever reason dragons only bond with females, so of course it's another cute girls doing cute things anime.
Of course.
But
cute girls
it's not
taming dragons.
Women get the best things all the time.
it has all of Ob's waifu points to it, but it doesn't have the fan service that you would expect with that kind of a thing. Like the fan service is very minimal, which I appreciate. Like it's not just because it's the cute girls doing cute things, you're not like randomly, oh, she walked in on her changing. Oh, whoops.
Well, that trope is overdone.
Right, yeah, it's not, you don't really have that. It's very tame in that regard, very down to earth, I guess. I don't know how else to say it. They're still cute, they're all so one of the things that bugs me is the way that the animation's done. They seem like middle school, high school girls. Maybe it's just you're just used to animation. No, they're all adults. They're all supposed to be 18 or older because
is everyone drawn like that?
Yeah, everyone's drawn like that. So I mean, but because they regularly are going out and doing the whole drinking after work together from camaraderie thing. So they are adults, but it's more cartoony, I guess, in the animation. I don't know how to describe it. The animation feels more childish, but not as in a negative to its quality. It just communicates that feel.
It looks almost like a kid's like Saturday morning cartoon. Like the way the dragon looks and stuff.
And there is one dragon that is very much like, "Rawr, dragon, I'm fierce and sharp teeth," but all the other ones are rounded corners, big goofy eyes, and makes little sounds like whales because they're sad because they don't get to eat a cell phone, right? Like it's so it has these cute aspects to it, but it's still they are piloting dragons, like they are legit dragons and stuff.
Do they ever actually go to war?
No, so that's one of the things that I'm enjoying about it too, is that it's not.
Is it more like slice of lifey kind of?
It is 100% slice of life. It's literally I found myself with a dragon and I'm learning how to reconcile the fact that dragons exist and how to pilot this dragon. And there is a larger story that's going on where they are training to do this one particular thing. There's like the Shinto priestess. They're going to take part in this big ritual that happens every 60 some odd years. But it's not jump into the dragon so that way you can get in fighter pilot mode and pew pew pew. It's none of that. It's more like you have to become one with your dragon and become friends, and by the power of friendship you can fly for 3 days straight without sleeping. That's kind of more the level of the drama.
That's the narrative arc,
which is weird because I'm not big on slice of life, and the further and further the slice of life gets away from anything fantastical, the less and less I'm like interested. I want my anime to be giving me something that I'm not going to run into in real life. But this one, I guess, just does it because it's dragons on a military base.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying it a lot.
How many episodes long is it? The 12?
It's 12 episodes. I don't know. I don't think that they're planning on like a second season. I think it's pretty much wrapped up. I've only gotten halfway through it. I'm like on episode like 7 or 8 or
Is
something.
it based
like
on a manga or anything? Or is it an original story?
I think
it looks original.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
because I
original.
think Bones will do that.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, no,
Anything
sorry.
else?
There it is, manga.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is a manga. Okay.
It's in monthly Dragon Age.
Appropriately publicated.
But the manga started in March of this year and the anime in April, so
Oh,
I don't know if they're even connected.
Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
because an anime takes way longer than 1 month to put out.
Yeah.
Huh. This manga has an Armored Core manga in it.
What?
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently there's an Armored Core manga.
Oh, you're talking about the monthly. I thought you were talking about
Yeah.
literally the dragon. There's an armored
No,
core.
sorry, I got
Yeah,
sidetracked
there's
by
an
going
Armored
on
Core.
the,
I was like, okay.
I was like, what? There's manga in my manga.
I will say so. Manga does actually play a good part in like in this series itself. There's like this one subplot in this one episode where one of the girls is tasked with doing a secret mission for the higher ups, and the payment, quote unquote, is that they happen to somehow have access to next month's issue of this manga she loves. And so they like give her a page at a time as she slowly completes her mission.
I don't think that's how it works, publishing wise.
It's really funny. Like it's just like, okay, like that's kind of the level that it's at. But yeah.
That's good.
That's
I'm
awesome.
glad you found another anime that you can enjoy. Is this your favorite one so far of the year? That I know you don't watch a lot compared to like Mao or but I don't think Mao
actually,
you watch as much as I do. But
if I
No,
think
I've
about
read
new
most.
anime I've watched this year, it would be this or the most recent season of Seven Deadly Sins, which I'm watching through with my wife right now. So I have not watched much anime.
I've never
this
seen any of that, but it's shonen, and I've actually heard it's pretty good.
I'm loving
It
it.
has its moments.
Yeah.
Which is the deadliest of the sins, though?
Pride.
Full Metal Alchemist
Or
taught us
Pride.
this.
Yeah, Pride. Sunbro.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not surprised with Pride.
I love Pride.
He's sorry, tangent. But my wife and I just got to the episode where they met him last night. Like that was
Oh.
what we did for Halloween was we watched
Okay.
Seven Deadly Sins. But
Mm.
yeah, it was hilarious.
Anywho,
Yeah. Anyway,
All right.
yeah, I don't know that I have much else to add to. I mean, that's kind of the series. It's
it's something I see on Netflix, and I'm like, am I gonna watch it now? Maybe later.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a cute little break, but
It's
it's
my
not.
Iyashikei.
Like
Nothing to write home about. It's just nice, relaxing, soothing.
yeah.
Well, you want to talk about how not soothed I was today? We can talk about my topic.
Nah, I don't really feel like talking about.
I want to.
We can just wrap
Wait,
it up.
wait, this
Yeah.
is the
Yeah, I
end
was
of
gonna
the-
say this, man.
I mean, it's probably not going to be long because I don't want to talk about the details of this. Whereas I normally. Okay, so my topic is the Nintendo Direct today. 2 days ago, Nintendo now showed be a Smash Direct. I'm not going to talk about every single detail. I more want to talk about just
Gotcha game part.
how it made me feel. I want to be my therapist, if you will.
All right,
audience.
hold on. Let me put on my glasses real fast here, and I'm gonna
So it
get my
started
pen and
off-
paper.
And they're gonna reveal the remaining characters.
Yeah, the Grinch stole my damn Christmas from me. What-
I have. Can I preface real fast?
Yes.
I have seen so much salt going around. on the
oh,
internet
dude, people are
and
mad
so much hype. It is. I've never seen people so divisive on this game.
because
and
the
I'm
leaks
like,
seem so real.
I know, but you shouldn't trust leaks.
I know.
Nope.
People got their hopes up. Because
Oh my
it
God.
sucked because all the leaks leading up to this have been true.
Yeah.
And this is the only one for Ultimate that hasn't been true. I think there's only been literally like probably 2 before this. Like I think E3, some guy like spoiled some of the stuff, and then the last Direct, someone spoiled
How much do you
K. Rool
think
or
it was
something.
an internal leak, and they specifically did this to make people stop being?
I don't know. Or it's just someone who's really good at Photoshop. Because okay, So Super Smash Brothers. This was the final Nintendo Direct before the game comes out in a month, I believe. It's like December 5th or 10th or somewhere around there. But so I mean, a lot of what gets people hot for these games, if you don't know Super Smash Bros., it's a giant Nintendo crossover fighting game. It's basically the ultimate piece of Nintendo fan service for Nintendo fans. So a lot of what gets people excited about these games is the characters that are going to be in the new games, the characters who get revealed who haven't been in any of the previous games. So there was a leak about a week ago-ish. A guy said that he worked with an advertiser or something at Nintendo, someone who like helped them distribute materials, like advertising materials and stuff, and basically had like a poster that in all the trailers, they had a really cool poster, which I actually want to get and hang up on my wall, of all the characters. And like, just a really super cool art looking thing. But it was blurred out a little bit. So the characters everyone, I think that he leaked were Mach Rider, Shadow the Hedgehog, Ken from Street Fighter, Gino, who's from Super Mario Brothers RPG. I'm probably missing Isaac. I feel like I'm missing one more. The some kid thing from Rhythm Heaven games. I never played any of those, so I'm not really something like that. But yeah, and there was I think there was like a piece of Grinch art somewhere on the leak. So everyone's been calling it the Grinch leaks. I could be wrong here, but it's tied to the Grinch somehow. But anyways, so there was all these characters. After we got Ridley and King K. Rool, which were the two characters people wanted most, kind of Waluigi's now the most, but Waluigi's got kind of distracted.
At this point.
Because people have really wanted Shadow, they really want Isaac, and they really want Gino. Gino probably more than any other ones. People have wanted Gino for like since Melee, probably. He's everyone's like favorite character from Super Mario RPG.
Gino, I've actually seen around for years as a character people have wanted to put in. I know Waluigi's been kind of more of a meme thing.
Yeah, he's more of a meme.
Legit. But Gino is like the one character I've actually seen people like legit state that they want.
Gino could actually be cool. Like Waluigi wouldn't be cool. He'd just be a meme character, like one of the characters we got, which I'll go over in a second. But so yeah, it was a 40-minute direct. I'm not going to go over every little detail. That's normally what I do when I talk about Nintendo Directs. Instead, I just want to go like the roller coaster of how I felt. So everyone knew it was going to start off with a character trailer. And you see Little Mac fighting somebody, and it is Ken from Street Fighter, who's one of the leaked characters. It's an obvious choice because he's an easy echo fighter for Ryu. He's kind of like a mirror of Ryu in the Street Fighter games, but he plays differently. Like his moves have different properties and stuff. And they do in Smash 2. So, I mean, that was kind of expected. It was an easy echo character to make, but I immediately started posting in Discord, the Grinch is real, here we go. In the same trailer, they cut to the next new character who's Incineroar, which I'm also like, a lot of people hate Incineroar. I'm okay. I'm not indifferent towards him.
I saw something saying he was the least favorite of the three.
He is. I think he is.
I'm legit surprised they actually added him in. Of any of the ones I would have chosen, he's not the one I would have thought.
And
I
people
believe
have talked
Rowlet's
about
more
it.
popular in the West, and the
Decidueye I would have been hot for. Like if we got Decidueye.
Decidueye would have been a really cool choice.
Yeah. But
I like Roar.
I'm fine with Incineroar. He's fine. Like his moves actually look cool. He looks fun to play. I like his lariat thing where he like grabs you, throws you against the ropes, and then like you have to time the response button trigger to get a different effect. It's actually cool.
That's gonna be a bitch though and a half. To
perform properly. If you're fighting not one-on-one, don't ever use that command grab. But
that is gonna be a pain in the. Even worse if you're online.
Like 4 seconds of inactive frames. Oh yeah. Yes. But if you just stand there a sitting duck like I am when Jigglypuff when I accidentally hit up B and go to sleep. But yeah. So yeah, Incineroar. I'm talking shit to Meta's wife because she hates Incineroar being in the game. She's not even there. I'm going off, and immediately you hear Sakurai say the dreaded words. These are all the fighters in the base game. Or all the fighters in the game. It's the last one revealed. And literally, everyone on Twitter is freaking out. Then everyone on Twitter goes from 10 to 0. I literally type in chat 0 out of 10, not hype anymore. For 25 minutes, we get info about assist trophies, which Isaac has won. Rip Isaac. I'm Isaac bro all the way. I wanted Isaac in the game more than anyone else.
They basically added an entire mobile game into the game.
Yeah, they talked about that for like 30 minutes.
That really blew my mind. Is like the spirit system is just so much of a gacha game, and kind of an MMO too.
Yeah. Which they added the Fire Emblem weapon chart to that as well.
Did.
Yeah. So, they've replaced trophies, which were kind of the collectibles from the old Smash games. To kind of like just put more Nintendo stuff in there and, more fan servicey stuff. Now you have spirits that can actually, there's a spirit mode. You can equip spirits. They like enhance your game. They alter like your moves or like make your moves have different properties, or maybe one will make you grow. I think King K. Rool had one, which was the boss from Skyward Sword, the big dude. It like made him grow and turn black and stuff just bounced off of him. Like he had even more armor. Like it's stuff like that. And so the spirits are kind of like that.
You've got prime spirits who can equip not prime support spirits. So
and they all have weaknesses and strengths. Yep. Like Mao was saying, they have a Fire Emblem weapon triangle.
They do have. I don't know why that's there in this game.
And you level them up in what seems like a weird mobile. We were basically like, this is just a mobile game. It's a gacha game.
You can send them out on like quests while you're not doing anything else with them.
While you're doing something, you send them on quests. They level up. You do it. You get new spirits. You roll on spirits.
And if you don't want it, you can just have it. Blow it up.
Send it back to the real world, as they say.
The real world. Get some core points and use that to draw a new one.
To get to roll for your new spirit, and they have rarities too, don't they?
They have gachas. Yeah, they're rare.
Oh my gosh.
4 levels of rare. So get ready to get pity broke.
What are you... And they're doing a phone app eventually too. I bet the phone app will let you play the gacha game.
It would be smart, but so far they said it's just for like videos.
Yeah, they need to integrate that. They need to integrate that.
They should really, being able to manage that while you're not playing it.
Yeah,
would be the best part. Yeah, that'd be the one time I'd be like, this actually is worthwhile because it links right back to my main game.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So then, they talk about that. Then Sakurai goes on to talk about, all right, we are going to do DLC characters.
Which they already got 5 in the works.
You get a stage, you get a track, you get the character for $5.99. Yeah. Eventually, you can buy all 5 for $25, I think. Yeah, so you save like $5. So, yep. And
you're saving about $5.
And he says, we're not done yet. If you pre-order the game and register your code on Nintendo Online, you get a free DLC character. And everybody goes, who is it?
Out of this plethora of a Nintendo character.
At first it showed Mario walking around and it had weird music, and I was like, is this going to be an Undertale character? Is it going to be Sans? Because everybody's talking about wanting Sans too. And no, we get the ultimate troll job. He could have put in a Isaac, Shadow the Hedgehog, like a classic Nintendo character. No.
Really? I think you should have put in like somebody like Squall or
Squalls.
Sora. You
people
joke,
wanted Sora and Goku.
I saw somebody whose wish list was Squall, Sora, and Lloyd.
I took him Lloyd. Not. But
Kratos, baby.
It's
Petey.
Yeah, it's the Piranha Plant. The Piranha Plant is popping up to get into Smash.
Oh,
it's not Petey. Your final Smash, you turn into Petey, but he's just generic Piranha Plant. It's the troll job, like
I saw
Duck Hunt Dog, Rob the Robot character of the game.
I saw people like theorizing that they already had like a lot of the stuff because it's probably like a boss character thing. It looked like, so they had like the textures and moves and stuff already, so like we could turn it into a character.
Yeah, you play a fucking Piranha Plant. That's what that was the last character they revealed.
Honestly, I'm like you, Obs. I'm very happy because Piranha Plant was actually on my character wish list. I was very excited when they revealed the character that I've been wanting for a long time.
He looks
now.
fun. I want to play him in meme. I like playing Duck Hunt
Like, he's
Dog
not
and memeing
another
on
sword
people.
user.
So yeah,
Oh, thank
I
God.
wish Isaac would have been, but at least
Don't worry.
Isaac has magic and stuff. But no,
Yeah, but his whole you damn well know his whole A set would have been based around.
oh
the
yeah,
fucking
sure,
sword.
sure. So yeah, we get
Hold back
that.
on that.
I'm down. I'm negative like 3 out of 10 at this point.
Oh,
I'm like,
actually, for the DLC, to mention for them, they are not Echo Fighters. They are all new fighters.
yeah, they're all new. He did mention
Oh,
that.
that's good.
Yeah, he did make mention of that.
And they're all gonna all 5 will be released by February 2020.
Yeah, he said within the span of a year. I think the first one comes out in February. That's what they said. So yeah, we got that. I'm dejected. It's been 35 minutes probably.
How can you be so dejected, man?
I was let down because I thought like it wasn't as much like who wasn't
This
revealed.
is why you don't get your hopes up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
Expect
know.
the worst.
I expected
Yeah.
like 5 more characters probably to get revealed instead of 3.
Life
I will-
is suffering.
Yes, it is. I know now. But you
He's
also
learned.
get little pick-me-ups too. And this is yo. Go ahead, Meta.
The only downside I was going to state is that I was just kind of surprised that they only introduced 2 more characters. I was like, I
Yeah.
was kind of expecting more. But I mean,
I
like,
mean,
I'm
when
not...
they have every previous character to ever be in
I
the
know.
game.
Yeah, it
I
feels
know.
like I'm like being too neat. I want more, and that's how everyone is with Sakurai, right? There's the meme where he's like, you keep asking me for things, and I keep giving them to you and putting them.
There's
in the
going to be
game.
like 76 characters at launch.
Yeah, which is
There are.
ridiculous. So I should be happy, but I don't
This
know. I
is
just
like-
expected a few more.
I would have liked to see a few more, but I mean, I'm not unhappy. I don't think any of the characters are actually all that
I
important.
thought Shadow was like a surefire include.
You know, I thought Shadow was probably going to be a surefire one too, just because my actual reasoning for it personally was because you have Shadow and then you have the stopwatch. They do the same damn thing.
Yeah.
And it's really easy. He'd be an Echo Fighter of Sonic, just change up some stuff about him. Bam, one and done. I actually thought he was going to be a legit character. Ken I saw as well, because I'm like,
Yeah.
Ken makes sense. Echo Fighter. It would be cool to have both Ken and Ryu in there. And thematically, it actually makes sense that they're Echo Fighters, so I could see him in there too. So those are the characters I saw. Isaac, or anyone who was new, was the character I was like, yeah, maybe. But the Echo Fighters, I was like, yeah, I can see that.
Yep. So there is hope though. King K.
Yeah.
People always are like, if you're a trophy or an assist trophy or something like that, you're always not in the game. But they've got King K. rules an assist and a spirit. No, he's not an assist trophy. He's a spirit and he's something else. But they're like, there's hope still that some of the people who were assist trophies or all that stuff will eventually become characters. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they
hope so.
put. I wouldn't be surprised if they put one of the ARMS characters in or something like that eventually.
Oh, yeah. I'm kind of surprised they didn't, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I was
surprised like
actually
Spring
surprised
Man, because they could just do like Spring Man and Ribbon Girl as like a alternate costume.
Get some Dragalia lost.
I actually am surprised a little bit at that too, because they would have been perfect for the game as well. But there's
Watch, one will be a new Fire Emblem character to help market the new Fire Emblem that will come out in
please.
2020.
please don't.
Now,
Give Fire Emblem.
so yeah, we're at the low point. I'm dejected. I'm embracing nihilism.
I am smugly satisfied.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I
Everyone
expected
else
the
is-
worst. And that
Everyone else
was
is probably
pleasantly
getting out of
surprised.
a rise out of how dejected I am. There's a glimmer of hope. We cut to a shot of Fox standing.
Everyone dying.
Yeah, standing on a hillside. I'm like, oh god, CG, here we go. And he gives us a story mode. Flash,
does.
World of Light. The CG thing and the song and everything. Oh my god, it was amazing. It brought me back up to hype
Turned
level.
it into an anime.
Yeah, that's when Smash Bros. Became anime. It's even got Yuri Lowenthal as Marth reprising his role. We get voice acting. Zelda standing up and saying stuff. A freaking swarm of master hands are coming down at all the Nintendo characters. Then just Light starts shooting out and murdering everyone, and everyone dies.
And he's got his OC hero character that he loves the most, more than anything.
You mean the pink fluff ball?
Yep.
Kirby.
Who's OP as fuck.
Kirby survives because he ports to like another dimension and comes back. So Kirby has to save Nintendo, and the song is good. The art for the overworld is really good. It's like a hand drawn style. There's like a world
each
map.
World was different.
Yeah,
like, there was a pixelated Pac-Man world.
The ones that are drawn, I just like the way they look.
Yeah.
You solve little puzzles. You're going to do fights. It's got a little story. You're going to run around. You got to save all the Nintendo characters, and you start as Kirby. And it's probably going to be how you.
Fun.
It's probably going to be how you unlock a lot of the characters in the roster and stuff, like Subspace Emissary was. Subspace Emissary. This one looks more like walk around, solve puzzles, and do little fights. I don't know if there's going to be actually any platforming or adventuring or action stuff like there was in Subspace Emissary.
I think they said they were mainly focusing on gameplay as well, so it's not going to be like intense story.
Oh, sure. But it is a story mode, and it's something a lot of people wanted, and it looks good. So it's going to have at least some voice acting and cutscenes in it. So I mean, I didn't think they were going to put a story mode in the game. So.
When they revealed spirits, I was like, "Oh, no story mode."
It's the gacha game. No, that's part of it. Because everyone gets turned into a spirit. Not just all the characters in the roster, like every Nintendo character in the universe, because the universe literally like explodes.
I wonder if they'll have Then they also showed like other Metal Gear characters, and I assume Final Fantasy characters. I don't remember that.
They showed a Metal Gear character. I didn't see another Final Fantasy one, but I wasn't like paying.
I wouldn't be surprised to see them as well, though. If they've got
sure.
For one, probably can use others.
You're gonna have Sans. Sans is a spirit. Lots of Fire Emblem characters. The Black Knight. That was something else. Apparently, some people were hoping the Black Knight got in the game
from Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the direct. That was 40 minutes of it. It was ups and downs, man.
We should get a Fire Emblem Heroes character.
I mean, the game has made them a lot of money.
Yeah. Dragalia Lost has made them 4 times the money in the opening amount of time that Fire Emblem Heroes has.
God, that game has been insanely successful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still excited for it. I gotta still pre-order the game so I can get my PD Pro on a day one or whenever he comes out for free. Yeah, I'm excited. I just said I think I'm now just hot for the story mode more than anything.
You're at the
now,
bottom
almost
and wallowing in despair. What did that shoot you up to?
Yeah, I was making fun of people. Then I went to being the clown. And then I got humbled and was brought up a little bit. It was like, all right, I humbled you, Sakurai. I pointed his finger at me. He's like, you wanted it all, you didn't get it all. So go down to the bottom, sniff that crap down there a little bit, and here, let me lift you out of it. Let me just lift you out of it. There you go. We'll brush you off. Don't do it again. That's what Daddy Sakurai was telling me. So
sounds like you have an abusive relationship.
Obs got Stockholm.
I was going to make a joke about it. I'm not going to. But, yeah. So, so I'm excited to play the game. I'm glad there's a single-player stuff to do. That was my big complaint with the previous Smash. When I wasn't playing online or with friends at home, I was never playing the game because there was nothing to do. Right. Whereas Brawl, I played a lot by myself because I had a giant story mode that I needed to do to unlock the characters and stuff. So I'm looking forward to playing the game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, I love Smash anyways, and, I'll at least get the meme on people. Also, that handicap. My friends are going to handicap me. I'm going to get the Nerf fat. It's going to come. So, and I'm interested to see how they rebalance the characters and stuff. Because I hope after the Invitational Tournament, they at least nerf Bayonetta. Because she still has the stupid bread and butter, upstage combo. So, anyways. Yeah, I'm excited about Smash.
I will back you. I'm excited about it. I'm happy to see more characters and more stuff. It'll be fun to play around with them for a little bit before I eventually go back to my staples. I'm really looking forward to the adventure mode. I always love me a good story with characters. Daddy Sakurai did good in my eyes.
Yep. we scorned the hand that feeds us. We bought it. We scorn it. And
you bite
yet
it,
he
but
he still gives. The royal we. Thank you very much.
What are you royal weeing for?
I don't know. That's my unclever attempt to get out of including lumping you in with my misery.
I'll bring me down to your level because you're unhappy.
This has been episode 68 of Podcast of Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in their own video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud, and talk about topic day by day on YouTube with the full video releasing on Friday. Check us out on social media at Twitter, Podcast5R, Facebook, P5R Podcast, Better Them Stream, twitch.tv/PSO Flow. And anything else you guys want to say?
No, I'm good.
I hope everyone had a happy Halloween. Got lots of candy. You got spooked. We're recording this on the 1st. Now it's my favorite time of the year because I'm a plump boy. Thanksgiving.
I am upset we didn't get a lot of trick-or-treaters.
We didn't either.
And
But
we
we never do. People don't trick-or-treat around here anymore.
We went out and bought like full-size candy bars too. Not that mini size, not fun size, full size.
Look at it this way, Meta. You get to eat it all now.
I can't. I'm on keto. I'm on a keto diet.
Oh,
I
sadness.
can't have that stuff. I know.
It's all meat and greens for you.
I know. God.
And cheese.
I love cheese though.
Lots
It's
of
an okay
eggs.
trait. I love actually. It's been probably one of the easiest lifestyle changes for me because, man, let me tell you, I love meat, I love eggs, I love cheese. It's great.
Are you drinking cartons of heavy whipping cream yet? That's what I did when I was on it.
I'm not. I
you
haven't
gotta get more
devolved to
fat.
that. I haven't devolved to that level. I've been putting fat in things, but not doing that.
Oh my god. Yeah. All right.
You could.
Let's get out of here.
All right.
Later.
Later.
See ya.
Bye.